welcome to another episode of ChitChat. And this one is probably going to be one of my most favorites. We are here with Jim Jaworski, the general manager of the Tortugas, and we're here at Jackie Robinson Ballpark. And you know, as a kid growing up north, February was always miserable up there.
Yeah.
You had to shovel the basketball court. It was cold. And one thing I would always look forward to is early Sunday dinner at my grandmother's, the Italian grandmother. Grandfather would be laying on the floor watching the Daytona 500, and you knew pitchers and catchers were going to report right after that.
There you go. Baseball's around the corner.
And here we are, Jim. So why don't you tell us what we're in store for here in 2024?
Yeah, we've had a ton of great stuff going on here this offseason, and been pretty busy. You said it earlier. There really is no offseason, right? It's just different. And there's been some construction projects going on here at the ballpark. We've just installed the brand new LED lighting system, state of the art. They can dance, they can flash. You can turn on this one, that one, the other. The biggest thing is that it meets the standards, right? The lighting standards for Major League Baseball. There's current construction going on behind home plate and on the first base side, so the whole roof is taken off, all the purlins, all the other beams and lighting. The fans are taken down. They're currently power washing that area. They'll be painting it next week, putting everything back in place in preparation for opening day on April 9th. Bethune-Cookman starts playing here in about a week, so their season's going to be rocking and rolling. They have 30 games that they'll play here at the ballpark. And so, yeah, there's been a lot of exciting stuff going on. Of course, the city of Daytona Beach recently approved the $30 million of renovations to Jackie Robinson Ballpark. The first phase is going to be a lot of the player development facilities, right?
Sure,
the home clubhouse, visiting clubhouse, batting cages, weight rooms, training rooms, male and female facilities in all those areas. And then the second phase will be more of the fan amenities, right? Additional restrooms, additional concessions, point of sale, some different experience points and some hospitality areas. Really, really exciting things, right? When you think about the history here at the ballpark and the last 100 years, and then when you think about the renovations and all the support from the community, all the support from the city of Daytona Beach, and then to think about baseball for the next 100 years, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it really is. When you bring up the historical perspective, I don't think a lot of people realize that this has been here since 1914. Right. Jackie Robinson obviously played here, I think it was like St. Patrick's Day in 1946.
That's right, exactly.
Jacksonville, the land, there was a bunch of places that didn't want this.
Yeah.
It settled in Daytona Beach, and you gave me a quick tour, and the city really has invested a lot of money into make this a state-of-the-art facility.
Correct. It comes down to two things, right? It comes down to partnership and comes down to community, right? And that's exactly what we have here in Daytona Beach and in Volusia County. It's a pretty special place. You and I have grown up here together. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I start my 18th year in May. You're in your 15th year here.
Yeah.
And one of the amazing things is, and I say this all the time, how embedded in our community you are. Whether it's fighting breast cancer, whether you're out there at the basket brigade to help underprivileged families for Thanksgiving, no matter what it is, the Tortugas in this organization, and you spearhead it, are involved in everything we do to make this a better place to live.
And that's what it's about, right? That's exactly what it's about. And we're not here without the community support. We're not here without, all the people who have been here before us, right? And doing these same things. And, it's our responsibility to keep, moving those things forward, to keep doing those things, because that's what it's about, right? At
Absolutely.
the end of the day. And, you and I have done some pretty cool things throughout the years, too, together.
Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to continuing that. I mean, especially you gave me that quick tour with all the renovations that are going on. I mean, I can't wait. I'll be honest with you, I'm going to take in a couple of Cookman games this year just to get ready for April 9th.
Our version of spring training, right?
Exactly. So let's talk baseball. I mean, what are we looking at this year? Who's our top prospects? I know we had a new manager coming in. Am I right on that? Or
yeah, so he was new with us last year. He actually played with us with Tortugas in 2015. Really, really great guy. Energetic. He cares about the players. He's been there, right? Been there, done that. He understands what it takes. Another one of our coaches, Lenny Harris. When you look at a guy like Lenny Harris, who's the all-time pinch hits leader in Major League Baseball, a record that, especially the way the game has changed, that it's probably never going to be broken.
Right.
So you bring in guys like that to have experience with some of the young prospects, with some of the young players. You can't put a price tag on that, right? And the way the Reds have been, they've had a lot of great young talent. With us, we had a very young team, one of the youngest teams in the league last year, but they were still still competitive. They were still out there to continue to get better, continue to prove a point. And we're looking for much of the same this year. Those guys, like you said earlier, the guys are going to report to spring training next week on the major league side, and then the next couple weeks is when the minor league guys will come in and start doing their thing. So I'm going to take a quick trip out to Arizona and check in with the guys here in a couple weeks and see what we have for this year. But we're really looking forward to the season. Have some really great promotions planned. We really took a hard look into just what we were doing from a marketing standpoint, all the things that we were doing in the community. How can we continue to do more? How can we continue to have more involvement with the foundation and continue to do just more and more in the community? It's always important, but now more so than ever, for sure.
So let's talk about our top. Who should we be watching in 2024? Who are our top prospects that'll be here?
Third baseman we had last year, Cam Collier. He was pretty good. He was young. He was really young. In fact, I think what I say is I don't know that he could buy a lottery ticket when we started the season last year. So he was pretty young. Sal Stewart, another one of those, third baseman, first baseman kind of guys. We had a really, really young crew of infielders and just solid infielders. So look for much of the same for this year. It's always interesting in the minor league process, right, on just where those guys are in their careers, but then also who's playing ahead of them, right, and just what that process looks like with, of course, the ultimate goal to make it up to Cincinnati, right? So, it'll be fun to see. We'll have another young competitive team and, look to have some fun here as well.
Last year you introduced me to ownership on my bobblehead night, and I was so impressed.
Oh, this one?
This one, our bobblehead there. I was so impressed with their passion for the city of Daytona Beach, our area, and their commitment to minor league baseball. I mean, they really are. I don't think a lot of people get to meet them, but they really were kind of cutting edge in the way they thought. But their passion is what impressed me most. Yeah,
it's very important, right? And very lucky to have those guys, here supporting us, not only organizationally, but as you mentioned, from a community standpoint as well. They spearhead a lot of our efforts with the foundation. The foundation does two main things, right? It's sea turtle conservation, well, because that makes sense, right?
Right.
And then it's also youth sports and education through youth sports, specifically with baseball. So it's working with the city of Daytona Beach and their Little League program. It's working with the Volusia County, the Miracle League of Volusia County, and just continuing to do those things, right, to provide that additional arm. And those guys are 100% a part of that process and a part of that plan.
So why don't we tell our viewers a little bit about you?
Sure.
Your baseball background and how you made this trip to where you are now.
Sure. Yeah. So I was fortunate enough to play baseball at the college level. I always knew that I wanted to be involved in sports somehow, right? Growing up, you just didn't know what that looked like, right? All of us wanted to play, right, and continue to play.
Still want to play. I'm 60 years old. Swing like a rusty gate, you know that.
and play as long as we could, right? So I had an opportunity to go play and get an education, and after that, was able to coach for a year, right? Because I figured, want to be involved in the game, and how can I continue to do those things? And I had fun. I had fun doing it, staying around the game, and decided to see what the business side of baseball had to offer, and took an internship with the Lakeland Flying Tigers. I was just an open book, right? And here to learn as much as I possibly can, and I'd already graduated. I was done with school, and so, for me, it was about just getting my foot in the door. And a position opened up here full-time in Daytona Beach. Been fortunate to have 5 positions here with the organization, continue to learn, continue to grow. And, the joke that I make is obviously with us signing the 20-year lease with the 2 5-year extensions, I said, all right, I'll put together the next lease and we'll see what happens from there. So, but extremely fortunate just all the way around, right? And just with all the support and the opportunities, those have been tremendous. Very, very fortunate for sure.
Just sitting out here and talking to you, it's a beautiful day. You're at the ballpark and you could just feel the excitement in the air that baseball is right around the corner. And, I'm excited. I cannot wait to hear the umpire yell on April 9th, play ball.
There you go.
That's what I can't wait for. So we'll give you the last word. Is there anything out there you want to tell our folks about what to look forward in 2024? Season tickets, what do we have? What do you?
All the above, right? So season tickets on sale, individual tickets on sale. We really took a deeper look. We haven't released our promotional schedule just yet, making some final tweaks, but we're really focused on giveaways. We focused on kids-specific giveaways. So we'll do a youth replica jersey. We'll do a tin lunchbox. My daughter, is 3 years old, so we're not quite in the Squishmallow yet, but I hear those are pretty popular. So we're going to do one of those with the Sheldon giveaway. We have a stadium replica that we'll be doing this year, which is pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
The idea is, okay, here in 2024, this is an idea what the ballpark looks like, and then we'll continue that story as we continue through the renovations. Working on some other, maybe we'll have some other surprises, giveaways later on in the year, but really looking to have some fun. We're going to bring in princesses. We're going to bring in just different things than what we've done in the past. Some post-game concerts, those kinds of things. It's just about having fun, right?
It is.
Coming out to the ballpark and having a good time.
And you do. I mean, you can't beat it. You talk about a great family activity in this community, and then when you walk along the season ticket holders row there, and you get to meet the season ticket holders, it's a great night every time you come out here. It really, really is. And I hope that people realize how blessed we are to have this in our backyard. And I would like this to make 2024 an outstanding year, especially with all the changes that are coming about and the way the city's invested in here. So I just can't wait for play ball, man.
Well, and it certainly goes without saying, but thank you, and thank you for everything that you've done, not only for us, but just this community. And again, it's a pretty special place.
Hey,
right?
like you, I'm blessed. I have incredible people that I work with
No doubt.
and work for, and as you know, that's what makes the success.
It's a
really
team
does.
effort,
Absolutely.
right? And whether you're talking about, you name it, it's a team effort, right? And that's pretty important.
Well, I hope that you'll be pitching batting practice to me again this year, because I do need to defend my lost title, against the Hog.
Correct.
Those guys kind of cheated a little bit. They were bunting and calling those things
Questionable
hits.
at best.
Well, then again, you have to look at the staff over there, too. They're pretty questionable themselves. But I really appreciate your time as we get ready for this baseball season. Like Jim said, don't forget, Bethune-Cookman has 30 games here. If you can't wait till April 9th, you have a high school tournament.
That's right,
in March. That's coming in March. So the Jack will be open for business here in another couple weeks. And go Tortugas, man. Play ball. 2024 is here.
Thank you.
So when we finished the interview, Jim gave me a quick tour and talked to me about how we can buy season tickets in the different levels. And he twisted my arm after all these years and got me to buy season tickets behind home plate. So why don't you join me in buying season tickets? What a great way and what a great gift you can give to your employees, you can give to your family members, and again, you get to come out to the ballpark and enjoy an incredible atmosphere, watching a great team, and participating in rebuilding our downtown. Thanks, pal.
Thank you.
Check is in the mail.
Thank you.